Hey traders, Shane from Gen2 Futures and FX. I'm going to do another quick video update on SN305. I did an update last week on improving the short setups on SN305. I wanted to focus a little bit more on the longs because I didn't really do a lot of work on that last week. And the reason why I'm focusing on this strategy is because the volatility is up on a number of the markets. We need to capitalize on that. So to do that, we need to look at what's happening with our strategy and how can we improve the overall performance as far as average trade net profit and the amount of money we're making on a weekly basis. Now, if we have a look at our daily chart, it paints a pretty good picture. There's obviously higher volatility there. You can see from our standard deviation stochastic that volatility is spiking. So I'm expecting that not to drop anytime soon. So we need to look at our strategies and say, right, well, how does that impact on our strategy? So if we we'll go to our Russell strategy here. This is the one that I sent out last week. This week, sorry, and you can see there that it's done okay for the week. It's produced about $1,300, which is not too bad. But what I've noticed is that because it's trading multiple time frames, it trades two different time frames, it trades longs and shorts. It definitely, what we want to do is we want to be able to pick up. Obviously, with an increase in volatility, your stops you're going to have to look at your stops because your stops may need to be slightly bigger based on the volatility of the market. Now, that might not be suitable for you. You might find that this system now, if we move the stop slightly, that stop becomes too high for your max daily risk. But what I've done is I've had a look at this strategy, and you can see here on a lot of the moves that we're getting, or some of the moves we're getting just a quick spike down, and then particularly on the long setups, and then the trade might continue on. So that means you just need a little bit more room on your stops, because previously, obviously the stops are okay, but now increased volatility, slightly bigger ranges and bigger movements. So ideally what we'd want to do is we'd want to probably get into a trade like this, and then let that trade run and get us out, obviously up here and then the same would apply here. We get stopped out slightly on because our stops are a little bit too tight. So if we go into this strategy and have a look at the size we've got on the stops, you'll see that on the longs here I think we've got a 12 point stop, and with the increase in volatility that might be a little bit too tight. So what I've done is I've done some work on the strategy, and so you can see here that what it does is when you've got a tighter stop as well, you actually take more trades, and when you take more trades, you potentially expose yourself to more slippage, particularly in high volatility. So ideally what you want to do is you want to capture these moves, but you want to give yourself a little bit more room to be right as far as the stop, and then that's reducing the number of trades and potentially reducing the slippage. So even though you're giving up a little bit more on the initial risk, you're actually saving yourself some money on potential slippage and obviously a lower number of trades, lower number of commissions. So if we look at this strategy here, this strategy has taken, let's have a look at the performance on this one here, on our basic 12-point stop, 115 trades. So I've just tweaked this strategy a little bit with a slightly different stop. So instead of on this system here, the stop is actually we'll go back in here. So we've got our initial stop, but we've also got on this strategy, it's a TP trailing stop. So you can see there, TP are these little green and red dots. I'll show you in a second. So they're set at 0, which means that as soon as it touches those dots, you're out. So for example, if we get into this trade here, as soon as these dots are hit, these little green dots here, then that trade would get taken out. Now, that's okay, but what I'm noticing is that what works really well with this Russell is these pivot lows. These pivot lows seem to hold their structure a lot better. So if our initial stop is big enough, then ideally what we want is a large enough initial stop, and then to just stay into this move based on the swing low, so that swing low pivot. And you'll see that if we do apply that to the market, we're probably going to get less trades. So I went in and I thought, well, rather than speculatively guess as to if that's going to make a difference, I've run that through our performance, our automatic back testing or automatic testing, and I found that if I look at the results here, we'll show the results between the two, by modifying that long setup, it actually reduces the number of trades, not by a huge amount, we're only looking at the most recent data, but have a look at the results here. So we get a massive jump up in our average trade net profit from 143 to 169.20. Our average winner is 517. Our average loser is 143. On the previous strategy, it was 529 and 134. So our average loser picks up a little bit, but our average trade net profit is much, much better. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for that bigger average trade net profit. That's what I want as part of my strategy. 47% win rate, and the win rate picks up as well from 41 to 47, and I reduced my number of trades down to 112, which is even better. So, and my overall net profit is 18,950. On the previous strategy was 16. So I've significantly improved my system by just looking this week at the longs. So last week I focused in really predominantly on the shorts. This week I think I'm in a good place with the longs. So at the moment with this volatility for the longs and shorts, I feel really good about the way that this new pivot long strategy is going to run. So I've just made this final adjustment for this week just to take care of the increased volatility. Obviously the system did well last week, 1300, but it's going to do even better this week. So I'm feeling very confident about just the modification. I'll send that out to the members today, and if you like what you see, definitely load that up and track it. If not, if you prefer to stay with the other strategy with this tighter stop, that's okay as well. But you just need to be aware that with high volatility, you're potentially going to get taken out of some of those trades. Now remember, not all trades are going to have that quick whip back and then go. Some trades will just basically, particularly with volatility and momentum, they'll just get straight in and go, and there won't be any retracement. That's going to happen with some of our trades. So I'm not saying that that's going to happen with every trade, but definitely if you're trying to capture more of the profit in this high volatility market, looking at your stops is something that you need to consider, and also looking at the structure and the way those trades move. So that was a quick update. As I said before, a good result for last week, 1305, and this week obviously we're looking to capture more of that profit. That strategy was sitting in about 10th on our top 10. With last week's performance, that's going to elevate it to at least maybe 5th or 6th on our top 10 system. So SN305 definitely performing well, and we want to kind of see that continue on. Have a fantastic holiday and all the best. Cheers. Thanks for joining us today, traders. If you'd like to become part of our team in 2014, all you need to do is contact either myself or Luke at info@gmtfutures.com, and we can get you started pretty much straight away. So if you've always wanted to become a professional trader and you want to start using a high performance automated system, then definitely send us an email, info@gmtfutures.com or shane@gmtfutures.com, or you can either give us a call at 61733600875 and we can get you started straight away. So any questions, feel free to send them through. Otherwise, have a fantastic day, and I look forward to catching you on the next update. Cheers.